Have you ever wondered if there's a secret to not just living longer, but living a happier, more fulfilling life? Well, what if I told you there's a Japanese concept that might just hold the key? Today, we're going to dive into something that's way more than just a word. It's a whole new way of looking at your life.
But first, let me ask you something, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. What's your reason for getting out of bed in the morning? And no, I don't mean your alarm clock or your to-do list. I mean, what's that deep down core reason you're here? It's a huge question, and one most of us don't ask nearly enough.
Well, in Japan, they don't just ask that question. They have a single, beautiful word for the answer. That feeling of having a purpose, they call it Ikigai. It's pronounced Ikigai, and it literally translates to a reason for being. Think of it as the thing that gets you jazzed to start your day. It's not about what your boss expects or what society says you should do. It's about that quiet little voice inside that says, yes, this is it. This is why I'm here. So you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds amazing, but how do I find it? Well, that's the best part. There's this wonderfully simple tool, kind of like a personal map, that can help you find your center.
Now, this isn't a map of a place, it's a map of you. It guides you with 4 absolutely essential questions. And listen, these aren't things you just answer in 5 minutes. You gotta sit with them, really chew on them, and as you do, a picture of what you're meant to do starts to get a whole lot clearer.
The first question, and maybe the most important, is super simple. What do you just love? What's that thing that lights you up inside? The thing that gives you energy instead of draining it? We're not talking about money or being good at it yet, just pure, simple joy.
Okay, next up, what are you actually good at? We all have unique talents and skills. What's the thing that people are always complimenting you on? Maybe you're a whiz at organizing things, or maybe you're just an incredible listener. Don't discount anything here. All right, now we're going to zoom out a little. What does the world need? And look, this doesn't mean you have to go save the entire planet. It's more about asking, how can my unique skills actually help someone else, even in a small way? This is where your purpose starts to connect to something bigger than yourself. And finally, we've got the practical side of things. What can you be paid for? Because, we all have to eat. Ikigai isn't about being a starving artist. It's about finding a way for your purpose to be sustainable, so it can support you while you do the work that matters. And this is where it gets really cool. See, when what you love and what you're good at overlap, that's your passion. When what you're good at and what you can be paid for meet, that's your profession. But if you're only living in one of these little overlaps, you might feel like something's missing. It's not the whole picture. Because here's the secret. Your true Ikigai, it's not in any one circle. It's right there in the middle, that sweet spot where all 4 of these things come together. It's doing something you love, that you're good at, that the world needs, and that can support you. That is when you've found it. Okay, so you've got the map, but where do you even begin? Let's talk about how you can actually take the first step on this path for yourself, right now. The great thing is, finding your Ikigai doesn't have to be some huge, dramatic event. It starts small. Try to remember what you loved doing as a kid, before anyone told you what you should be. Pay attention to those moments when you get so absorbed in something you completely lose track of time. That's called flow. And really listen when people give you compliments. Sometimes they see our strengths better than we do. Try something new, just for fun, with 0 pressure. And seriously, you don't need to upend your whole life. Just start with 10 minutes a day. That's it. And this is a perfect example of how it can just happen. There was a hotel receptionist in Kenya named Aisha. She was feeling kind of bored with her job. So one day, just on a whim, she offered to give a guest a personal walking tour of her city. The tourist was absolutely blown away. He told her, "You should do this for a living. You're amazing at this." That one little spark, that one piece of feedback helped her discover a whole new path. So what does a life guided by Ikigai actually look like in the real world? Well, to see the ultimate example, we have to go to Okinawa, Japan. It's a place that's famous for having a ton of incredibly happy and long-living people. And I'm not kidding. In Okinawa, it's not some crazy thing to see people living active, vibrant lives way past 100 years old. And if you ask them what their secret is, they don't say it's magic or some special medicine. They say it's their lifestyle, a lifestyle built entirely around their Ikigai. They live by a few really simple but powerful rules. They have a saying, hara hachibu, which means they eat only until they're about 80% full.
They're always moving, not with crazy gym workouts, but with gentle stuff like gardening and walking. They also nurture their moai, which is so much more than a friend group. It's a tight-knit circle of people who are committed to supporting each other for their entire lives. And maybe the most important thing, they never, ever retire from their purpose.
The wisdom they share is just so profound in its simplicity. One 102-year-old woman said this: "Don't worry too much. Worry is the second problem we create ourselves." Just let that sink in. Life will throw problems at us, but the worrying part, that's on us.
And then there's this from another elder, Mr. Kamada, which I think just captures the whole spirit of Ikigai perfectly. He said, "I don't know when I will die, but I know I will live until the very last day." Wow. It's not about how long you live, it's about how fully you live, right up to the very end.
And that brings it all back to you. The map is there. You know the first steps are small and simple. Your Ikigai, your reason for being, it's not something you have to invent. It's already in there, just waiting for you to find it again. So the only real question is, when are you going to begin the search?